What's happening, folks? Welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. It is time for player ratings after Celtic 1, Rangers 2 after extra time here at Hampden. A tough one today. Losing these games is always tough to take. I don't think we really started properly in the game, but for a 15-minute period in the second half where we looked more like ourselves. It was a really, really poor show, and I don't think we were sharp enough. Rangers seemed to be first to the second balls, and it's almost as if playing on Thursday actually helped them because we looked like the team that tired in the game. So we'll start in goals with Joe Hart, as we always do. He's lost 2 goals today, Joe Hart. Not really at fault for either of them individually. I think it's the crosses that have killed us, the right-hand side for the first one. And then the second one, we don't really react quickly enough when Rangers take the deep free kick quickly. And the right-hand side had killed us in the second half extra time. But we'll go 6 for Hart. He did make 1 or 2 saves in the game as well. At right back, it was Joranovich. Not his most effective. He did come off injured. We'll go 6 for him. Not his best showing. The centre halves, again, we've lost 2 goals. Starfelt, I think, is an own goal for the winner. Even though they gave it to Sakala in the stadium, I think it did come off Starfelt and go in. Carter Vickers and Starfelt, the worst thing I can say about the performance today, I think, is that we really struggled to build the game for the back. That's not really been like us. We've moved the ball really well recently in this run of form since the turn of the year. The passing has been really slick. Today it wasn't, it was sluggish. I think in the late period extra time where we lose the second goal, there's a couple of passages of play where we're trying to play out for the back and get the ball forward. Listen, the ball needs to go forward. You can play out for the back as much as you want, but see when the time's running out, you're against the clock, you're behind, you need to get the ball forward quickly. And twice we tried to play it out for the back and we just lost it. We just turned it over. They looked dead on their feet. So that was really, really poor for that point of view. We'll go 6s for both of the centre halves. At left back, Greg Taylor, I thought, done well today. Scored a really, really good goal. And at that point in the game, you fancied us to go on and win it. I think the one thing I didn't say about Carter Vickers is that he misses the chance. He misses the big chance to make it 2-0, smashes it against the bar. If he scores that, we probably go on and win the game, but that's football, and that's the fine margins in these games. Taylor, I thought, was good. His best performances have all come against Rangers in a Celtic jersey for me. As I say, a really good goal, took it well, a nicely worked free kick. And then I thought, again, he defended pretty well when he did cramp up though. Defended well but cramped up, got tired in the game and then had to come off. I hope the injuries to both fullbacks aren't too serious, because that is an area where we lack depth. Scale's not on the bench today, so that's why we end up with this situation where Ralston has to move to left back after coming on at right back, and Welsh goes to right back, and it killed us. In the midfield, Callum McGregor, not his most effective game, but that was because of the dynamic in midfield. We didn't start the game very well at all. Rangers in that sort of 4-2-3-1, Lundstrom coming deep, we really struggled to press them in that early period of the first half. I thought Vogic and Abada between them, having to cover the left centre half and the left back and get in between the left back and Lundstrom. Lundstrom was open and it let Rangers get out time and time again. But listen, it wasn't McGregor's fault. He was left a bit short, I thought, in midfield today by his teammates. So we'll go 6.5 for McGregor. In front of him, Hatate, I think a lot of people look at that game today and say Hatate was really poor. And there was bits in the game where I thought, is he going to sink here, Hatate? But then there was other periods where I thought, no, he's doing all right. He's holding his own, and there was a couple of good passes of play for him, from him. Some really nice passes, but again, I think just at times, a bit of a headless chicken with the running. Defensively, lacking at times, I suppose, but again in that midfield area, just seemed like Rangers got the better of us. Weren't quick enough in the second balls, seemed a yard short in their pressing. We'll go 6 for Hatate. Tom Rogic alongside him, I need to go 4 for Tom Rogic. It was going to be 4 or 5. I need to go 4 because he was just really, really poor. I think Martin said this, and the guy sitting next to me at the game said that you can tell 5 minutes in if Tom Rogic is going to have a good game or a bad game. And 5 minutes in today, he was just a yard off the pace. I talked about Rangers building it out for the back. A couple of times we couldn't really stop it. Rogic was too slow getting out to press. He was just too slow. There's a couple of passes he was receiving where he was slow to get there. Really unlike his performance at Ibrox the other week where he was brilliant and he looked really sharp. He just wasn't at it today at all. The game was refereed horrendously today. that is one of the worst refereeing performances I can remember seeing. So many really dreadful decisions, I thought. It seemed like every foul the Rangers could have got, they got. I think Lundstrom must have committed easily 10 fouls or thereabout, and the referee didn't even talk to him. He had at least one absolute stonewall yellow card in that first half where he cleaned, I think it was McGregor out on a counter-attack. And McGregor had his one foul before that. There wasn't anywhere near as bad a challenge as that, and Bobby Madden lectured them. The play goes up the pitch, and he just doesn't even talk to Lundstrom after it when the ball goes dead. Doesn't he talk to him? Doesn't he book him? And I thought Aribo in there, I know he did get booked. I think they interrupted Vogic a lot, and that I liked the fact that he wasn't having a good game. It didn't help him, but I've got to go for the big man. Disappointing today. Right hand side of Bada, 5. Couple of times he got by Barisic in the first half, and you thought here's an opening for us, and then he just rushed the final decision. A couple of really poor shots. I think he just needs to stay calm in those areas. He's put up great numbers this season, Abada, but I just think his decision making in the final third today was really, really poor. Left hand side Jota, 5, really poor, underwhelming for Jota. I thought again, getting into good areas, but he just kept letting us down with the final decision. He kept coming back on his right hand side as well. When Kyogo's on the pitch in the second half, you're looking, once you get in behind Rangers, you're looking for a ball across the face of the goal because you know Kyogo's going to be making the run in there. And if you put the ball across into a good area and he's not there, that's his problem. But Jota too often kept getting in down the left hand side and cutting back onto his right foot, telegraphing it. Everybody knew what he was going to do. The Rangers defence was crowding him out. Again, just poor decision making in the final third. In a game where we had few openings, we needed that decision making to be better, and it wasn't. Maeda started the game through the middle, ran tirelessly, really unsettled the Rangers back 4 in the first half. Unnerved them a couple of times with closing down Goldson, Tavernier at times, but he worked tirelessly with very little service, and I don't think that's his best position. I think that's what we've seen in the few months that we've had him here. He's better out left, and Giacomakis, we probably missed him today because we didn't have that physical presence to get us up the pitch when we needed it, because we really struggled to build, as I say, building out for the back. Didn't really happen, and then when the ball went forward, we needed a big presence to hold it in and help us. We didn't have that today. In terms of subs, half time, I think the first change was O'Reilly came on for Vogic. O'Reilly was good. I thought did well with the ball at his feet, turned Rangers a couple of times. Really good close control. Just, again, lacking, I suppose, a final product. We'll go 7 for O'Reilly. Kyogo came on, 6 for him. Not played a lot of football. Didn't really get much service. And because we were struggling, building the play out and passing through midfield, there was balls getting hit up to him, and he's against Goldson or Bassey or Ballion later in the game, and that's not what he needs. He needs balls in behind. He needs to work off crosses. We just didn't find him enough in the game. Ralston came on. We'll go 5 for Ralston. Tough for him on the right hand side, getting switched to the left hand side. To be fair, the winning goal came down the right hand side after he switched, which we'll get to in a second. But just a tough one for Ralston to come in. I hope that injury to Joranovich isn't serious, because he's a big player for us, and we don't want to have to go and finish the season with a sort of botched full-back pairing, because we don't really have strength in that area of the pitch. Welsh came on, Forrest came on, dreadful, the two of them, really hurt us. I thought second half extra time, I'm looking at the team thinking Welsh right back, Forrest right wing. That is really weak. I talked about it with the guys in the full-time reaction. Forrest kept coming away from the ball. He's not going to do MD in behind with pace anymore. But Welsh is on the ball, playing out of position, coming onto a game that's really tough, it's close, and he's running away for the ball instead of coming towards it, looking for it, taking it under pressure. I have to say 3 for James Forrest, and I need to say 3 for Stephen Welsh, because, as I say, the goal comes down the right-hand side. I think it's Welsh that's given the foul away. Rangers take it relatively quickly, but we're just too slow to get back. And then Kent comes down the left-hand side. I think he gives it out to Bassey. Bassey's bombed up the left-hand side. Forrest and Welsh are nowhere to be seen. Bassey and Kent have played the full game, and they've bombed up the outside, and Forrest and Welsh are lagging back. Dreadful, really dreadful, and that hurt as we finished that extra time really, really weak. kind of harking back to the early part of the season where subs came on or there's maybe a couple of injuries and you look at the team and you think, pretty weak in that defence. Ralston at left back, Welsh at right back, Forrest ahead of him, not helping them at all. That's what killed us today. It was a close game. It was not the most riveting spectacle of total football, but these games rarely ever are. It was a cup tie. We had to win it, and we didn't. It was close. If Carter Vickers puts that away, as I say, maybe we're standing here talking about a victory, but this will be a test of character for the team. They've just got to get to Ross County next week, perform well, get the performances back to that high level that we've had for so many months. I think the one player I forgot is Turnbull, who came on, but I think he played 7 or 8 minutes in the second half extra time, so he barely even, I can barely even give him a fair rating, to be honest. So there you go, that's it for player ratings. Like this video, comment with your own thoughts on the individual performances below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you during the week. Thank you.